Don't have to go anywhere because this is the Talk Beat Jones and
All right, this is the Talk Beat Jones, and I am Billy E. Jones, and I want to welcome you. Thank you for being with us today on the Talk Beat Jones. And remember, the Talk Beat Jones, we are live on Wednesdays from 10 a.m. until 11 a.m. That's on Wednesdays. And of course, you have an opportunity to watch the Talk Beat Jones on Sundays on 15.2. That's 15.2 on Sundays from 4 to 5. And again, you can go to YouTube station, and of course, go to YouTube, TV33 on demand, and you can pick us up at any given time, 24 hours a day. The program is there. So once again, in case you're just now joining us, this is live Talk Beat Jones. We're on the air every Wednesday from 10 a.m. until 11 a.m. And we invite you to join us. We invite you to tell your friends to like us, to love us, and to share the program. And as I get ready to get started, I want to let everyone know that I want to thank you for all of the wonderful birthday wishes and the birthday, salutations, etc. Have not had a chance to get back and do the responses. Was out there handling the business for the political side, get the people out to vote. And, we're happy. Why are we happy? Because now we have 4 years of whom the person that says he's going to be able to do everything that's going to make America great again. So let's buy all in and see if America can be great again the way that the present president is saying that he's going to handle the business. And to me, it's this way. We have the Super Bowl. We have the heavyweight fights. And whoever is the winner, the other person, the opposite team, generally we'll go out and shake the hand and say, hey, great game. We gave it our all. We did the best that we could, but you are the winner. So we're going to support the winner. And that's what we're going to do here at Talk Beat Jones. We're going to support the winner and say we're ready to move ahead. Everything that was happening yesterday and the day before and the years before, that's in the years in the past. Today we're moving forward, family, because why? We want to make America great again. And if America is great again, it means that you are going to have some wonderful, great opportunities right here in America. And it says it's for everybody. For everybody is going to have those great opportunities. So let's get ready to do the Talk Beat Jones. And again, make sure right now, talk to your friends. Let them know that they can tune in wherever they are. WHPR, WHPS, that YouTube channel, Roku, and you can watch us live in those fashions as well. So again, tell your friends, getting your chance to get ready. So let's do it. It was a hard-fought battle. Yes, it was. It was a hard-fought battle. But like in everything, there's a date for the battle to begin and a date for the battle to end. So it's unifying the United States of America to move forward. And it shows you, family, it shows you that everyone has an opportunity, despite your past, to get up and recover and reach for your dreams. That's what America has shown you, that you have the opportunity to reach for your dreams, no matter what missteps you may have had in the past. You have an opportunity to make it greater, better today. And so we're going to open up our telephone lines, and I'm going to get that telephone line number for you in just a few moments here so that we can let you know that no matter where you are in the United States of America or anywhere in the world, that you will be able to call these particular numbers. That number is 313, and let me do something here, 865-7379. What is that? 365. Give me the other four. 7379. So you call those numbers, and from wherever you are in the world, You can call in and we'll have an opportunity to hear your views, because today may be the day that you have something that's on your mind that you want to say. And remember, the opinions that you make are the greatest opinions in the world. So don't be afraid. Don't be worried. Don't be thinking that I'm going to be offensive. I'm going to be offending. And the host here is going to say, no, you can't say that. No, you can't give those particular views. It is your opportunity to express yourself and however you want the world to know how you think. Because remember, the greatest opinion in the world is your opinion. It's your opinion. So that's the way it works on the Talk Beat Jones. Once again, those numbers are 313 365 7379. I'm looking that way because we got some kind of like new numbers, and we want to make sure that you know the numbers to call in case you decide to jump up and express yourself on the Talk Beat Jones. In that, this is going to sound like that. This is going to sound kind of different. We had a mayor, Kwame Kilpatrick. Now, Kwame Kilpatrick was pardoned by the new president. And I'm wondering, they said that the president, that Kwame cannot run for mayor or run for office in Detroit anymore. I'm wondering if the new president can make it so that if Kwame chooses to come back to Detroit and run for office, can he make that happen? Can he make that happen? There are still great love in Detroit for Kwame Kilpatrick. And so we're seeing that things may be changing. Some rules that were implemented may have the opportunity to be revised, changed, or adjusted with this new president and the folks that he's going to bring in to make the rules and regulations that we're going to live under. And I certainly would love to see Kwame Kilpatrick have the opportunity to come back and serve the city that loves him the most, and that is Detroit, Michigan, because there was nothing but love. Remember, Kwame Kilpatrick was not voted out of office. He was not voted out of office. Once again, I'll say this. Kwame Kilpatrick was not voted out of office. So we know that the folk in Detroit had nothing but love for Kwame Kilpatrick. And I'd be one of the first persons to say that if missteps was forgiven from the high up, then a little lower down, can the missteps made by Mr. Kwame Kilpatrick, can they be forgiven and allow him to come back to the city that really loves him and the city that really misses him? Because after Kwame was removed from office, this city struggled. This city struggled with the folks that was put in office to be temporary replacements. And the folks who came in and were voted into office, were they loved? Were they loved the same as Kwame Kilpatrick? That's still up to debate, because I'm just saying that if we had Kwame Kilpatrick come back and get an opportunity to place his name on a ballot, almost in any particular fashion, any particular office, would that be his stepping stone back to greatness? Because again, there were some wonderful things, wonderful love affair that Kwame used to say, this is his city. And he used to love to ride around and look at and view his city just on his own, just to see the city that was his city that he loved so much. And I'm speaking in this fashion, family, because, there have been missteps by some wonderful folk. And, in church, you can say, and you can raise yourself, walk yourself down, and you can ask for forgiveness. You can ask for forgiveness, and the church and the spirit gives you that opportunity to be forgiven for your misstep. Direction, as long as it's not, they forgive you. And of course, the city of Detroit would forgive Kwame Kilpatrick. So all of the fans and the admirers of Kwame Kilpatrick, I ask you, give me a Can I get a something to think about as we're saying, make America great again, as the progress that has been going on in Detroit. And, make no mistake about it, the city of Detroit has made some wonderful, I'm going to say it another time, some wonderful, great steps forward in making the city a wonderful, and it's moving forward to be the great city that it once held that high esteem feeling of. This is one of the greatest cities in the United States of America. So we see that we have the opportunity to continue that growth. And Billy Jones feel personally that it wouldn't hurt. It would not hurt. They had a big man that he's done his thing. He's reformed himself. He's a man of God, and he's doing some wonderful, great things. That he'd come back and allow himself to be compared to some of the leaders that say that they can continue to move the city forward. Well, let's see if Kwame could step in and see what the folks say if Kwame Kilpatrick was back in the city and able to run for office. Then that's my spiel this morning, because again, you see, there are so many trades that are made in order to say, if I had this player, we can go greater and potentially take us to the next level. Now, the levels, regardless of where they are, let's take the Detroit Lions, for instance, family, real quick. For those who don't know, the Detroit Lions was a ragtag team that was losing, but we still loved them. But when this man came in, Dan Campbell came in and says, we're going to bite you at the kneecap. Some folks laughed. Some people said, But you know what? Those Lions, they have been biting folks at the kneecaps, and they've been rocking them shoulder pads and taking out the ankles. And now they are one of the favorites to go, not just to go to the Super Bowl, but to potentially win the Super Bowl. But we lost our great young talent. We lost our great young talent from defensive end. We lost him to a terrible knee injury. And what they found in moving forward, family, for those who understand what I'm saying, moving forward in the league, they're playing some great ball, but they've looked and said, we need someone to step in at that defensive end to give us that solid other piece. Now, I give the credit to the players that stepped forward, the guys who played behind him, and the guys who were on the taxi team. Stepped forward and still doing what they're doing, but they say the guy that went down was great. Young, but he was showing greatness. So what did they feel that they needed to do in order to solidify their position and moving forward to the Super Bowl? Not just to win, but to move forward to be a solid team for the Super Bowl. They went out and got a guy that's only 31, 32 years of age, and he's still at the top of his game. Traded, but to show you how smart the management is. They didn't trade the players. They didn't disturb the chemistry. They traded future draft choices. And because the Detroit Lions is a young team, they won't miss this particular draft and not having those players, because the players that they have are young players. And the guy that they have, he'll have another good 2 to 4 or 5 years of playing time, and we will get our man back. He will be back. And if they make it to the Super Bowl and the playoffs, he just may be able to come back towards the end of the year. Man. So I'm speaking of the fact that as Detroit as Detroit is moving forward, could Kwame Kilpatrick be that other missing piece that could help Detroit continue that drive to his greatness? He's still a young man. Come on now. He's still a young man. And the thing about it, he's discovered the spirit within him, discovered the spirit within, which is God. You see, so he's greater than he's ever been before. So you take all that he had to offer, that he was offering, and now he has that strength, that recognition that all things are possible when you have the spirit and the energy and the drive of God within you. Could that be the missing piece moving forward? We have a situation going in America that it's not just that we say, can we move forward? Can we move forward in a united fashion? Yes, we can. Yes, we can. You understand that some things change, and change can be hard. Change can be hard to some folk. Change can be hard for some folk. But when you're the champion, you're given X amount of time to be the champion, where you rule any particular position that you are on top. But you're given a certain amount of time. And when it's your time to either step aside or you are beaten, the new person comes in and it says, this is the rules that we're going to play by. And you can say, I never played under those rules before, and I don't want to play under your rules. Well, it's called making the adjustment. It's called making the adjustment. And when you're making that adjustment, you can't go and frown and moan and groan. And as it used to say in the days, you can't cry about the spilled milk. You have to move forward. You have to be positive. You have to embrace the understanding that everyone is moving forward under these particular guidelines. If you are those person, or one of those persons that are going to kick, scream, and holler about, I don't want to play under your rules. Well, they have a thing called I'm throwing a flag and I may kick you out the game. I may kick you out the game. Because in everyone's perception of being a leader, they have how they feel comfortable in playing and leading. You may not like it. You may not like it. But think about it, family. When you're in elementary school, you play with that school's rules. When you go to high school, you play with that school's rules. But if you transfer from that school to another school, you have to play under that school rules. And when you go to college, you are in that school to play under that school rules. And if you transfer to another college, you have to play under that school's rules. So in a political situation, love it, like it, or whatever, you don't want to leave it. You have to make the adjustment. You can't moan and groan about, this is what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. I know you're going to do this. No, you can't do that because you don't know exactly how it's going to be implemented. You can have been told how something is going to transpire, but you don't know how it's going to be put in place. And that is the real important part, how it is put in place. What pieces are they going to put to make things come to the end where it's comfortable for you? And that's where we are. So, family, as we're reaching out, let us not drop your head, not put that moan and groan, and not put that look on your face to say, I'm going to have a heart attack because I don't think I can deal with this. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Because every 4 years, in some cases every 2 years, someone has come along and had to change the playbook to fit their style, and you've had to make that adjustment. So if you have been programmed to say, I don't like how this person operates, or if I don't like the direction that this person is going to take, you don't know how the pieces will be put together for the end game. That is how the actual operation and how this actual situation will be put together. Could it be greater than that you were playing under? Could be. Could it be a tough adjustment? Yes, it can. But you know, they used to say steel sharpens steel. And you have to be that other part of the steel and allow the situation to sharpen you. Not be a file and have the fragments come off of you. You have to be sharp enough to get strong enough to move forward, because there are no other choices except for the people to come out and throw the red flag or whatever color flag they want to say, guess what? You don't get to play anymore. You don't get the opportunity to play within the rules because you are a detriment to the success of my plan. So look out, look forward, put that smile on your face, and they say, I may not like it at this point, but I don't really understand what the point is because you really don't know how it's going to happen. That's the idea of where we are. So for those families out there and members out there who say, I don't know if I can make it. Yes, you can make it. As long as God gives you the opportunity to wake up in the morning time, you have the opportunity to breathe. You have a chance to, even if you have some disabilities, you look at folks with disabilities, some challenges, some health challenges, some physical challenges. Guess what? As long as they wake up, that particular day, they have an opportunity to be the best that they can be. They may not be as great as you. They may not move as best as you, like you, but for the best that they can be. And they look forward to opening their eyes, or in some cases not being able to open their eyes, but they're breathing. The heart is moving. The heart is pumping. Some folks can't even use their hands, arms. They have to look at how they're going to write or draw or communicate by using their toes. But they look forward to that challenge of learning how to use those toes to communicate. So as you're looking, look at those who have the challenge just to be in the world and survive and able to continue to move forward. Some folks are doing those particular things in a challenging fashion that you say, I could not live like that. If you were placed in that situation, my family, you would learn how to live in that situation. And sometimes you can say, oh, thank God, I have the opportunity to have everything about me is physical and mental. And I have the ability to make the adjustment. Throughout all of our lives, throughout your parents' lives, throughout your grandparents, your great-grandparents, and your great-great-grandparents, every generations have had to make some adjustments. And that's what we will do. And if you be a sour person, if you be a negative person, your body will respond to that inward. And guess what? You get sick. You get sick. How do you deal with high blood pressure, hypertension? Because you are fighting. You are fighting. And your body, regardless of how you look outside, your body is fighting inside. And there are parts of your body that's shutting down. So I'm simply stating that no matter what is before you, no matter what you have been told, no matter how you've been taught to look at the doom and the gloom, let it go. Let it go. If you are in a situation where you say you don't like it, you don't care for it, then you do what the president and his allies did when they lost. They went to the war room and they figured the strategy for that following or that upcoming 4 years. So think about that, family. This is your Talk Beat Jones, and I am your Talk Beat Jones guy, Billy E. Jones, and we invite you again to come back and join us every Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 11 and watch the program on 15.2 on Sundays from 4 to 5. And of course, you can go to that YouTube, TV33, WHPR, and you can pick us up and watch us. I'm Billy Jones, and I'm giving you nothing but positive love. See you shortly.
This is the Talk Beat Jones, and
Hi, this is LaWanda.
This is R.J. Watkins.
Coming to you to bring you some information about the #1 detox in the nation, Lemon Burn. Lemon Burn helps to turn the fat into fit. It's for you, a happier, healthier you, because you know healthy is the new beautiful. An all-natural way to improve your health. It promotes a healthy digestive system, attacks and reduces belly fat, as well as gives you energy. Need to get yours today. Call 313-868-6612.
Don't forget to exercise and eat right.
You're watching Detroit's own WHPR TV. Detroit Live.
Hi, this is Billy E. Jones, Talk Beat Jones. You can watch me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on WHPR TV 33 Now app. Download our free app at WHPR TV Now.
Justice for Mario Willis. Truth. Facts. Evidence. Matter. Log into justiceformariowillis.com. Read for yourself.
Have you ever wanted your own TV show? Have you dreamed of showcasing your talent for the world to see? Well, now you can. Have your own TV show. You can have your own 30-minute show. Not only will you be seen in the Detroit area, but you can be viewed worldwide. Be seen on WHPR Detroit Live, Comcast Cable Channel 91, on the web at TV33WHPR.com, with the TV33 app, on Roku, Google TV, Apple TV, and on Amazon Fire TV. Act now. Time slots are limited. Sign up today and get a free replay with the purchase of your time slot. For more information, call 313-868-6612. Visit our studios and receive a free TV interview to promote your business, church, or organization by appointment only.
you don't have to go anywhere because this is the Talk Beat Jones, and
All right. This is the Talk Beat Jones. Once again, I am Billy E. Jones, and again, we offer you nothing but love and positivity because that's what you have to have. But remember, you can watch the Talk Beat Jones live every Wednesday. We're on from 10 a.m. until 11. And there's another broadcast that comes on Sundays on 15.2. And it comes on at 15.2 on Sundays at 4 p.m. Again, you can also pick up the Talk Beat Jones on YouTube, TV33, WHPR, and you can go to that. But here's what you do when you go there: YouTube, TV33, WHPR. You go to this point where it says video. When you hit video, that gives you the opportunity to see all of the latest videos, and then you can scroll up and it will give you all of the videos that are in queue from the latest all the way back. And in my case, you can go to the process where from 2005, 2006, 2007, 8, got videos of Talk Beat Jones, or videos in which I have led other folks' programs. Okay? So that's the history of the Talk Beat Jones. And by the way, talking about the history, you know, some folks will remember the Soul Beat Television Network out of Oakland, California, in which my talk show was Night, K-N-I-G-H-T, Night Talk Jones. I want to thank all the families from back in that day for voting for Night Talk Jones to be the show of the year. And back in those days, the community did that by actually contributing on a monthly basis to the TV station. And that is how the selection for show of the year was appointed, by the show that received the most financial support totaled up for the year. That meant financial contribution to the station in the name of that show. And I was fortunate enough to have my show at one point be selected as the show of the year, Night Talk Jones. And then, of course, my long-running fitness program, Jonesercise, that I've said before, can't really duplicate the Jonesercise. But for all of the family members who supported Jonesercise for all of those years, from the 80s all the way to 2002, I give you nothing but love. I give you respect. And like I said, even I find that it was one of the greatest, and even the master had no ability to recreate what we did, quote, back in the day. And that's why I say, you sometimes in your journey, you have to move on. You have to make the adjustment. You can't just say, I can do that again. God granted me the strength, the crazy strength, the crazy energy, the crazy innovations, and the great love of the people to make it happen. So anything that I do at this point will not and have not been and will not be Jonesercise. It will continue to be my journey. My journey, not Jonesercise journey. So for those persons who ask, where is the Jonesercise? The Jonesercise is history. And I looked and I saw some videos of myself and I said, I can't do that. I can't do that. Time has taken that type of energy, those type of moves, those type of abilities are no longer within me. And I don't care what type of conditioning I do, I cannot recreate the greatness that God gave me during that stretch of my life. But you continue to watch, because my journey is not over. But He gave me the ability to be able to speak in a fashion that folks loved on television and radio. So I've always been a dual threat. Okay? But again, family, this is the Talk Beat Jones. Again, watch me on every Wednesday. I come on live out of the Detroit television station, WHPR, WHBS. We're housed in Highland Park. But you also, again, go to that TV, go to YouTube, TV33 on demand, and you can pick us up and you can watch us, and you can also see the shows that have been reproduced. And I was speaking about how we make adjustment. Yes, yes, yes. How we make the adjustment to our lives moving forward. The political climate has made an adjustment, has made a change. And I'm speaking to the folks and to the family members from around the world who are looking at, has the United States of America changed? Well, let us be truthful. In the history of the United States, every 4 years, there has been an adjustment period. There's been an adjustment period that generation had to make an adjustment because they were used to the past and how the past was put together. But everything is refreshed. Everything is refreshed. The ideas of what is best for the United States is now implemented at this particular point. So look at the fact that your children has grown. They're no longer teenagers. They're now adults. They're out on their own. As a parent, there is an adjustment that you are making, and there is an adjustment that those children that were teenagers that are now young adults out on their own are now making and adjusting to the rules. That's not just your rules no longer, because now they're out of your home. They're out of your home. And they have to face the rules and the regulations that life is going to deal with them. And they have to deal with the folk who is saying, I'm in charge. I am in charge. That's called the political leaders, the people who make the rules and regulations in which you're going to live by certain guidelines. May not be as nice, may not be as good as those rules and regulations that you had at home, but you will make that adjustment. And for all of us in America, I didn't say this group, I didn't say that group, I didn't say these people, those people. I said for all of the people in America, as I consider my family, all of the people in America, we're family. In some shape, form, or fashion, there will be an adjustment. We can make it. You can make it. Us as a family, we can make it. It do not have to be them and us. We as a country, we as a people will make the adjustment to help make this country great again. That is the perspective for all of us to find a way to contribute to make this country great again. And you say, wait a minute, Billy. What does that mean, going back? No, I stated and I state making this country great again is by all of us understanding there's adjustments to be made, but you make those adjustments, you make them with spirit, you make those adjustments with energy, you make those adjustments with being positive. Yes, it may not be the way that you had it yesterday, but today is a new day. Today is a new day. For those of you who have made missteps, for those of you who have fallen down, today is a new day. We can all make the adjustments and move forward to my idea of thinking. And remember, because I sit here, this microphone with these cameras, and I speak to folks around the world, does that make my thoughts greater than your thoughts? No, sir. No, ma'am. No, family. I just have the opportunity to be like Tokyo Rose back in the war days in which she talked to the troops. You see, I have the opportunity to speak and see if I can't kind of prick your brain, prick your mind, prick your voice to be used in how you're going to go about making the adjustment. Think about it. When you first started driving, do you drive the way now that you used to drive when you first started driving? No. You learned to make the adjustment, huh? So that's what we are. That's where we are. And we can make this. And that's called making America great again. Because we all get behind the adjustments. And we as a family, just like the neighbor down the block that you never talked to, you never spoke to because you didn't know them. And one day, they saw you and you saw them eye to eye. And you spoke. And you realize, oh, they're not so bad. But I had been told by my friend who thought that they had seen him and thought that they had knew him, and they had said all these things about them. And so I was ready to make a judgment based on what I heard about that family member, that's folks down the street. But when I had the opportunity to work with them, to speak with them, to talk with them, to interact with them, and find out, yeah, they don't look like me, but they'll have some wonderful interactions. Yeah, they don't have to think like me, but we shared our thoughts, and we realized there was a middle ground for us to think. And yes, did we agree upon everything, even as neighbors? Upon everything? No. But we found the one thing that we could do. We could, Aretha Franklin said R-E-S-P-E-T-T or something like that. What is the word? Spell it for me, somebody. Can somebody spell it for me? My number is 313-365-7379. Somebody spell respect. If you can't spell it, don't call me. Spell it out loud to yourself. Look in your house. Maybe go to your door and holler out, respect! Respect gets me everything. Because if I treat you with respect and you treat me with respect, I don't have to think like you, but we all can respect. I don't know, my sound felt funny. But we can all still work together under one umbrella. That's called the United States of America, and dealing with that flag and respecting all of the people, the men, the women who have died for us to have the opportunity to make the adjustment every 4 years. Didn't have to like it. Didn't have to love it. But we can make that adjustment. And that's what's so wonderful about being in the United States. Well, heck, every time there's a new mayor that's elected, every time there's a new governor elected, every time there's a new city council elected, you have to make adjustments. So what are we going to do? We're going to make the adjustments, and we're going to make America great again as a family. And like a state, if you want to be sour, if you want to stress, if you want to be one of those persons or persons that want to undercut, guess what? There's a thing called the flag. Just like in sports, there's a thing called the sports, called the flag. Everybody else is playing, but you get the flag and you get taken out of the game. Why? Because you didn't understand. You have to be willing to make the adjustment. Because the folk in charge, the people in charge, or the person that's in charge, they're not going to let you lead. They're not going to let you lead. You've got to understand that leadership for the country starts from the top. And the top person whether whatever party that they are with is not going to allow you to lead their program. They're not built that way. I wouldn't mind telling you whether it's the man or if it's the woman, because we have countries. We have countries in which those countries are led by what? Those countries are led by women. Those countries are led by women. At some point, America may get there. At some point, America may get there. However, it's not there just yet. But those other countries, at some point, got there. And they have thrived. They've been able to thrive under the leadership of their chosen leader person who happened to be a woman. But did it always stay as a woman? No, they had to go to be voted upon, and sometimes they were removed from office and a man would take their spot. So do not be disheartened, because again, it's called do what the other team did. They lost the Super Bowl. They knew that they needed to make plan changes. They planned. They put their team together. They put their plays together. They made sure they had all the bases covered. For what reason? So that they could get back to the Super Bowl and win. And that's the perspective. How can we win? Why do we have in the heavyweight division, the super, whatever divisions they have, a 3-time world champion, a 4-time world champion? Why? Because they lost. That means they lost 3 times and came back to win. But they had to readjust their program. They had to readjust their strategy to get back in the ring, to fight again, to become a 2-time champion. And they may have fought again. And they lost. And they had to go back to training, back to thinking, back to making some plans, put some different people around them. And guess what? Next time they got in the ring, they won again. And now they become 3 times champion. That's real. That's real. And for some of you, how many times have you been married? How many times have you been? I'm not speaking of those who decide to live and make the adjustment with this person. We're speaking on how many times have you gotten married and got out of the marriage, being married to that person, but you decided you want to do it again. Some people say, I've been married 3 or 4 times. And they wear it as a badge of being persistent, a badge to show you that the institution of being married is what they are, wanting to be a married person, a person that they could love, that they could operate within the boundaries, that says we have the license of being married. I don't want to just live and have us to have the adjustments. I want to be on paper and have the institution of being married. And because it didn't work out, it did not mean that I did not believe in the institution of marriage. I will move out of that situation and I will find another individual who believe what I believe. Let us go. Let us make the adjustment. Let us understand that we can be a team, that we can operate within the understanding of how we feel as a team. We know that we have to confine and make our own rules within the doors that we operate behind. not what someone else's rules are about. Some people will say, I don't understand how you can be married to that man, or I don't understand how you can be married to that woman. Huh? Think about it. Because they understood when they got together, there was going to be adjustments. There was going to be adjustments. So in this situation of being married to the political forces that are in charge in America, that we operate under those rules. It's called now we make the adjustment. And now I'm just reaching out and saying, family, don't be stressed. Don't be a poo-poo person. Don't be that way. Find a way on your journey that you can find the strength to say, I can make this country great again. Because I understand what the plan is. And I can find within the plan how I can fit in to make my life and the life of my family move into greatness under the new rules that may be coming. Because if you're driving and you decide to make a left turn and a U-turn, but instead of going back the other way, you are making the turn going against the opposite traffic that's coming to you, you're going to have a wreck. Think about it. You're going to have a wreck. So how can you, as a man or as a woman of strength and integrity, who have always done things, quote, your way, and that you have made the advancements and the progress in understanding the rules that you were presented, can you make the adjustment? And it's not a process of can you make the adjustments. The process is that you're going to make the adjustments. And if you only want to make that adjustment for a 4-year period, then what do you have to do? You have to do what the other team did. You have to get into your space. You have to gather up all of the people that's necessary around you. You have to put your brains together. You have to put your resources together. And you have to have a plan of action that you can present to other folks, that it could be like a balloon and just continue to blow up and get fatter. But I state like a balloon because it is inside, because you are not controlling nothing at this point. You are trying to blow it up so that when the proper time comes, you can start to let the air out. And if you notice a balloon, it don't just come out all at one time. It's a, and that's because you're spreading your plan. You're making your plan spread. It gets thicker as more air comes out. It gets wider. It gets deeper. But it takes time for all that air, which is your plan, to come together and be the fertilizer for it to grow. That's why the teams don't always dominate, because other teams are planning on how they're going to beat you, how they're going to change that system, how they're going to impregnate other folks' thinking to make it work. It takes a team of thinkers and planners. And when it comes time for the event to happen, it states like going into a fight. The team that's trained the best, the team that got the best plan, and a team that's in shape, that's the team that's going to win. But just because that's the champion that you're facing, when it comes up to that point, yeah, that champion walks in the ring with the belt. But because your team got together, knew the weaknesses of that champion, concentrated on the weaknesses of that champion, built upon your own strengths, built upon your conditioning, become a machine that have impregnated all around you, but because you are that individual that have to make it happen, you're ready. You're ready for anything that comes your way, including the person that says, I am the best. I am the champion. Well, guess what, champ? I'm ready. It's your plan against my plan. And you know what? I'm ready to implement my plan, and I got folks that are ready to work hard, harder than your folk. I have folk that are ready to put my plan out and to make folk, more folk than you, believers in my plan. So you can't get upset and say, oh, we're losers. No, you're not losers. You're simply a team that has to go back to, quote, they used to say, the drawing board, but in this age, we don't have to use the drawing board. Just understand, if you don't like it, change it. You have plenty of time now, just like the other team did, to figure out the weaknesses and deal with it. Put your team together and expose the weaknesses of the other team. Build your strength. Don't be afraid. Step out on faith. Step out on your strength. Step out on your unity. And guess what? You too will have the opportunity to say, we are going to make America great again, whether it's 2024 or 2028 or 2000, whatever. You have that opportunity, just like the Talk Beat Jones had the opportunity today to come and talk to you about. Guess what? We are going to be a part of the We Are Going to Make America Great movement. I am Billy E. Jones, and this has been the Talk Beat Jones. Hope that we inspired you, made you feel good. Watch us every Wednesday live from 10 a.m. until 11. Watch the broadcast on Sundays on 15.2, 4 p.m. And, of course, YouTube TV33 on demand. I am Billy E. Jones. We're going to leave you with love, positivity, and respect. Have a wonderful day, but remember, tell your friends to love the program, to like the program, and share the program as we leave you on this great, great day. We are going to help make America great again. Thank you, family. Bye now.
Don't have to go anywhere because this is the
Talk.
Talk.